What is going on, guys? My name is Jeff and this is Broken Paddock. In today's video, I'm pretty much gonna just go over what my projects are, kind of some ideas I want with them, and whatnot, because it is way too hot in order to work on the cars today with the humidity and everything else. So what I'm gonna try to do is knock out 2 projects tomorrow and kind of tie it into one video for you guys. Tomorrow my goal is to do an oil change minimally, and then I want to take a look at the front brakes to see if I can swap those out. I've already got it scheduled to get the window replaced and to get the rear brakes redone. Which, looking at, I may only need to do the pads. If I wanted to do a quick fix, I can just go grab some pads from O'Reilly's or something like that, throw them on the back, and it would be good to go because the rotors seem to be doing okay. I did also realize that those are the original rotors and pads from the car when they were brand new from factory. I've had the car since a little over 50,000 miles. It's got about 170 on it now, and I have never once touched the brakes. So that would explain why they were so low and why they would be stuck on. Those brakes have never been touched. So let's go ahead and get into some of these projects. So first and foremost, this is the project that most people are going to care about. It's what I have nicknamed the shelf, mainly because it used to have a giant wing on the back that was about here that is now there, and I pulled that off so when I do open the garage and try to open the hatch to get into the engine bay, it does not hit. So that's the main reason that's off. But it was called the shelf because, well, it's pretty much just sitting here. I had buried a bunch of stuff on it, and I have finally decided to start working on it. So hence nicknamed the shelf. This is my 2006 Cayman S that I really hadn't had any problems with up until the coolant bottle going out about a week before I moved, and that was a little over a year ago. So I think in May, it broke the first weekend in May or the last weekend in April of 2023. No, yeah, about 2023. So I haven't even touched it since. I haven't really driven it since then. Unfortunately, I've driven it like on and off of trailers and things like that, but it is white exterior with black interior. It did have a vinyl top on it, like a wrapped vinyl roof that was burnt, and as you can tell, there's a little bit of damage, so I do need to sand that down. Eventually my goal is to put a carbon fiber roof on it. There's a couple of companies that make them. They're not the cheapest things in the world, but the rails come out, and if you pull the headliner out, this should just unbolt, which means it would make a really cool art project to hang in the garage or a shop one day if we have one. But my goal is to have this pulled off and to run an actual carbon fiber roof. Would be a great plan. Seats are pulled forward just so I can get to what is the engine bay, and all the interior panels are stripped, just covering that. So that's pretty much this project here and where it's sitting. I do have an exhaust that needs to go on. It is straight pipe right now. It's how I bought it. Not really a fan. It doesn't look the best. It is a little loud. Drones on the interior. Noise doesn't really bother me. The look does. It does look a little rusty and kind of not really the best welded together. It looks like they just cut and welded like fence post or something to it. So I did pick up an extra exhaust. I do have another exhaust for it that I bought when I first bought the car. Like the day we picked it up, we went to lunch, me and my buddy Jesse, and I ordered the exhaust that day. It took quite a few months to get there, and I just never got around to installing it. With having the mini project in the garage that I had at the time, this got put on the back burner, and it was my daily driver. Other than that, I do have some BC coilovers that I'm going to install. Right now it's the factory suspension. It does have over 100,000 miles. It's the factory suspension, and I've got some BC coils. I think it's got like H&R lowering springs or something like that on it. It sits nice, but the ride's getting kind of bad just because they are blunt. You can tell the shocks haven't really held up with the springs. So do want to get that replaced, and I have those already here. So let's go ahead and show you my other project, which would be the Raptor that I've been working on. Alright, so this is my 2013 first gen Raptor with the Baja design lights in the front. I had to pull the ones that were supposed to go off by the window in the hood in order to get my glass replaced. This was just pretty much my durable work truck that I bought for towing the Mini. Towed with it a few times. Towed a trailer out when I moved. But it's just been a pretty much good overall truck. It had been my daily, mostly stock. Haven't really done much to it. There's a couple interior things I've done, and I've put like the cage on the back, and then it's got one of those decked boxes in the back to hold some stuff, so I don't have to keep pulling everything in and out. But it's pretty much my daily truck that I've been using. So the good old reliable. So the truck does have a Corsa intake and exhaust. It's kind of loud. It doesn't have the resonator. It is the Extreme kit, which is the piece that's just missing the resonator. It does get kind of loud. Not as loud as it is out here. It was a lot louder when I was back in California, and it was starting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning on a cold morning between a couple of buildings, and it would just echo. No drone on the inside whatsoever. Love the system. The only reason I would ever pull the intake off is if I were to go supercharger, which out here would be a possibility. So once the Porsche's done, and if I've got the spare time and spare money, you know, it may end up with a supercharger if I've got the ability to do that, just to have a little bit more power and stuff in that truck. But bought it mainly for towing and haven't really used it for that. It's been my daily. But that's pretty much what's going on with the channel and who I am, kind of. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them below, and I'll go ahead and try and answer them. But short video today, mainly because of the heat. I'm sweating just recording this. It was 109, including the humidity when I got out of work today, and hasn't really cooled off very much with dinner and everything else. So wanted to make sure I got a video out for Vlogust. So I will see you guys in the next one tomorrow. Hopefully be doing an oil change and take a look at those front brakes. So see you guys then.